VanCam. This is VanCam you waited for. Fix the door to the trailer, Steve. You'll be grand, Steve. Might knock a bit of sense into you, lad. How are you doing, everybody? It's Kev Ashford here for another edition of the ManUtd VanCam. Oh yes, Christmas is fast approaching. This is my last day in the saddle. Thanks very much for joining me for what will probably be the last ManUtd VanCam of 2020. What a year it has been. Loads coming up in this week's show as usual. We'll be doing all the usual shit and we will be asking the question. I will be asking the question, can ManUtd challenge for a title? I know what you're thinking, Kev. You starting to sound like a Scouser, man. I know what you mean. We're gonna win the league. But it's hard not to get excited because it seems that nobody wants to win this title. And if we win that game in hand, we do the business against Leeds, we are there. We're in the mix. And we've not really played that well this season yet, have we? So if we do kick into some kind of title form, where could we find ourselves? We'll also be doing CockStroker of the week, best of the week, a look at the ManUtd VanCam Fantasy Football League table, and I'll be doing a few of your comments. It's the festive VanCam. Get into the festive spirit, crack open, not the wrong way around, crack open the beers, pin back your ears, and let's get this show started. So ManUtd's impressive away form continues, and yes, we had to give Sheffield United a goal start as well. It seems almost part of United's DNA at the minute. It's like, yeah, we'll give you a chance. And Dean Henderson, I mean, Jesus, it's just a good job we won that game because confidence-wise, that would have just knocked it out of him. But United recovered again. How many times can we get away with this against a proper decent team, the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City to an extent and all that? Not Arsenal because they're shit. But we cannot keep doing this because we will get caught out one day. But 3-2 against Sheffield United, for me, it doesn't tell the tale of the story of the match. Anybody looking at that will go, 3-2? Bloody hell, that was close. It wasn't. United dominated this game for large parts of the game. And what's been strange is seeing Paul Pogba in this team. He's made it clear through his agent that he doesn't want to be at Man United. But saying that, he's putting in the performances on the pitch. And I've always said that. As long as they're doing it on the pitch, I'm not really arsed. But I do feel sorry for Donny van der Beek. What has this man done to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? He's done something. He said something. Something's going on. Because if Paul Pogba's getting in ahead of him, you know, I thought Donny van der Beek was the long-term replacement. I thought United had bought him with the view that Pogba's already said that he wants to leave Manchester United. So that's a strange one that we're going to have to look at. United have to look at this Pogba situation because at the end of the day, we're going to end up losing him on a free transfer. And as much as I hate it, Pogba to Manchester United is an asset, a prized asset, because they spent so much money on him. If they ever resell him or sell him on, they'll want to get as much back for him. And I think that's why United activated this one-year deal for Paul Pogba, because it's certainly not performance-based. Maybe you don't want to get too carried away, but there's one thing to look at, and that is the league table. The league table does not lie. And yes, we have to win that game in hand against Burnley whenever it gets rearranged, but make no mistakes about it. If we can do the business, Man United are there and thereabouts. And if we can come through the Christmas period, this tricky period where the games come thick and fast, and we're still knocking around, do you know what I mean? It was only a couple of weeks ago the press were blowing smoke up Mourinho's arse. The chosen one, the special one, he's this, he's that, he's got Tottenham challenging for a title and that. We're there. We're there. Right, nice one if you are watching live. This is the Christmas show, so make sure you have a drink, celebrate the fact that this is the last ManUtd VanCam of 2020. The year them Scouts Bellends won the league. And coronavirus as well. It's just been a shitty year, hasn't it? But let's lift the spirits. Let's get into a heated debate. Let's get into the BIG VanCam debate. The BIG VanCam Debate! All right, so this is the Big VanCam Debate. It's the start of the show, the first segment. I'll just iron it out for you, man. I'll lay it out there. What I do is set a question, you get involved in the poll, and the next week we'll look back on that and see exactly how it panned out and how the VanCamily, as David Conreen calls it, how you fared and what the response to the actual poll was last week. Before the Manchester derby, we were looking at Paul Pogba, and I asked a question that was relevant because I had a feeling that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would go with Paul Pogba in the derby, despite the shit and everything that's going on with Mino Raiola. So I asked the question, would you start Paul Pogba in the Manchester derby? Now, I think it was pretty surprising, or is it? Because of the way that Pogba's been carrying on. I think a lot of people have had enough now and they're like, you know what, just do one. So 75%, this is huge, man. We're talking 25% going the other way. Quick maths. So 75% said no, they would not start Paul Pogba in the Manchester derby. And this is obviously before the derby. So 75% said they wouldn't have. 75% are looking and thinking, Paul Pogba's starting the derby when he did. He did all right. And this week's question, a bit of festive mischief. Let's get giddy, man. It is the season to be jolly. And let's face it, we've all had a shit year, but we can all dream. We just don't want to be them dirty scousers, do we? We all could become a shower of deluded bin dipping bellends. What I'm asking, can United challenge for the title? This is your opinion. Your opinion counts. Get in the comment section, let me know. But the main thing you need to do is get on the ManUtd VanCam page, community tab, and the question's already set for you. You get in there and it's a yes or a no. How festive are you feeling? Are you getting giddy like Kevin, thinking, do you know what? Why not? It seems like nobody wants to win the league this year. It's going to be madness. I can't remember a Premier League season like it. And it's there. It's there for the taking if Man United want to get involved in a title challenge. But the question this week is, can Man United challenge for the title? Can we challenge, yeah? Not win it, but challenge. At least put up a really bloody good effort. And as always, no! That was high. No! Sitting up on that fence. Don't be a dickhead. It's a yes or a no. Can Man United challenge for the title this season? You need to cast your vote. But I'm telling you not to sit on the fence, because I've got a story for you. Got a mate of mine, Barry the Bear. Now, we were in Magaluf back in 2002, and he couldn't make a decision. Birra Moretti or Stella? What's he going for? So he says, Kev, I'm gonna go and think about it. I'm gonna sit on the fence for a minute. Of course you are, Barry. Barry, you bear. But anyway, we didn't nickname him Barry the Bear until this moment, because he was hot. I'm gonna take me top off. Takes it off, man. Looks like a bear. Hair all over him. The kids around the pool, man. There was a scream. People were calling, saying, there's a bear by the pool. Oh, God. And the police turned up, didn't they? And they shot him with a taser. All because he couldn't make a decision. I'm too warm. I need to sit on the fence. Think about this and make a decision, yes or a no. I'll give you the poll result in the next Man United VanCam. For Big VanCam Debate! That was the Big VanCam Debate. Make sure you cast your vote in the community tab of the ManUtd VanCam page. Don't be like that hairy bastard Barry the Bear. Don't sit on the fence. Next, we're going to do a thing that we all know as CockStroker of the Week. So sit back, and for your entertainment, I'll take you through this week's nominations. CockStroker of the Week. Oh yes, here we go with CockStroker of the Week. 5 nominations. It's my duty to deliver them 5 nominations and tell you who is the ultimate bellend for this week. Number 5. It goes to some kind of kung fu guy, and it always brings up the question, man. You know, how do they find out that they can start smashing the fuck out of bits of wood and bricks and stuff? But you know what I mean? If somebody's got a samurai sword hung on the wall. You know, at what point did the person who swallowed the first samurai sword, how did that come about? You know, get the sword down off the wall, Jeff. I'm gonna have a right try at this. You know, who discovers these things? Anyway, this bell ends on a talent show and he's having a right good go at smashing up shit with his bare hands, which shows that he's proper hard, doesn't it? It's like, don't mess with me, I'm smashing shit up. But it comes to the finale, the judges are looking on, and it's time to smash some kind of steel, it's not steel, a brick over his head, and yeah, knocks himself clean out. Fully deserves it, man. Do not act a tit this Christmas whilst drinks involved. Number 4, now we're in a tier system. Some lucky people are lucky enough to have pubs, restaurants open. They can go for a pint as long as they order a substantial meal, whatever that is. Anyway, but there's one thing that really annoys me in my life, and I've seen it so many times. You know it. It's when you're in the pub and somebody drops beer, especially the person who's supposed to deliver it to your table. So this guy, oh, he's had a proper Western Superman, man. Fellaini's hair's like a tree. It's number 3, and number 3 this week simply goes to AFTV. Of course it does, because of the meltdown that come after Arsenal were beaten at home by the mighty Burnley.
He's done it again! That is a foul! You fucking little bastard! He's done it again!
We're getting very close, but number 2 this week goes to Harry Maguire. After the Manchester derby, Harry Maguire basically tried, I'm sure if he could have, humping John Stones, and it left a lot of people, including the mighty Roy Keane, questioning this kind of mentality. This is the Manchester United captain, and Harry Maguire decided, whether they're close friends or whatever, leave that shit for the tunnel away from the cameras, because you know that after a match like that, which was pretty dismal, it was one of the worst Manchester derbies I've ever witnessed, if you're going to have Harry Maguire running over to John Stones and the two of them hugging and laughing, it sends over the wrong message. Again, I don't give a shit if they're friends or whatever. What example is this setting as our current Manchester United captain hugs a Man City player and there's laughter and that? I don't like it before football matches. It's the reason I totally loved Gary Neville, the time that Schmeichel signed for Man City, tapped him on the back in the tunnel and he turned round and Neville was like, nah. Wayne Rooney's done the same. You know, these players mentally are drilled. They are champions. They are winners. They want to win at any cost. So to let your guard down like that, I'm sorry, but Harry Maguire this week is number 2. And that means the number 1 spot for this week, I'm going to hit you with it. It's Jake Paul. Everybody knows Jake Paul, don't they? Well, I didn't really until he got into doing a bit of boxing, because he's a YouTuber. That's what he is at the end of the day. He's after another big fight where he earns a shitload of money. So there's a video surfaces of him. He's put it out on his Twitter. He's not hiding. He's got millions of subscribers, millions of followers, and he's calling out Conor McGregor. And it is hilarious because Conor McGregor would surely now have to respond to this and just go and knock the absolute shit out of this absolute twat. He's sat outside his mansion in a Lamborghini, a blue one, and he just comes across as a right spoiled tit. So if anything, come on, Conor lad. You know, usually you'd say don't rise to this, but he has put his money where his mouth is. So all you got to do is take the big check, go out there and knock 10 bells out of him. And for the fact that he calls him at the start of this clip an Irish see you next Tuesday.
What the fuck is up, you Irish cunt? Good morning, Conor McGregor. I know you're probably beating up old dudes in a bar right now, or maybe you're jacking off because you're sick of fucking your wife. I mean, she's a 4, Conor. You could do a lot better, but happy Monday.
I'm getting the word nonce.
CockStroker of the week. A landslide victory for Jake Paul this week on CockStroker of the Week. Personally, I think it was very, very well deserved. Make sure you start firing your comments in, or continue doing that shit. Like the video if you like it. Do not dislike it, otherwise I will hunt you down and beat your bare ass with some kung fu chops, because I have been trained in the art of this shit when I was about 7 years old. Did a couple of classes, so I know how to do that shit. Next, we're going to do Best of the Week. This is where we look at stuff on the internet that, you know, cheers us up and makes us laugh, makes us happy in these difficult times, because we all know that 2020 has been a bastard of a year. I'm not even talking about COVID-19, I'm talking about them rat bin dipping bastards winning the Premier League. What a year. Right, Best of the Week.
I hope ManUtd VanCam is like a VanCam.
What I mean. It could be anything.
Oh, it could be like some horrific Nazi thing, couldn't it? Or something like that.
Right, so after looking at the complete and utter weapons that are in this world, it's time for Best of the Week. We trawl the internet, look for some good shit and put it out there. It's the same kind of way it works with CockStroker of the Week, but we're honouring the good stuff. Best of the Week this week, 7 nominations coming straight in at number 7. Let this one sink in for a minute. Kylie Minogue is 52. 50 fucking 2. Number 6 goes to @Owen1906 on Twitter. A picture was posted of a bloke who's gone into Lidl. He's bought a rose and he's just got pure confidence, man, because with the rose, I'm gonna buy myself a packet of, you know what. He's got pure confidence. Number 5, and this is the reason that you don't try to make palm trees look like Christmas trees and light them up, because they look like massive cocks. Lit up cocks. Number 4, if you're struggling to get rid of shit at Christmas, we all go through it, don't we? There's that much accumulated shit and there's not enough collections of the shit. The garbage man, whatever he is, the dustbin man, as we used to call him back in the day. So what are you going to do? Great old idea here. You get your empty Amazon boxes, stuff them full of all that shit and leave it on your doorstep, and some little rapscallions will come round and take it, thinking that they've just got like the latest iPhone or something. They're getting rid of the shit for you. It's great. Number 3 comes from my WhatsApp group, and there is some really, I mean, horrendous stuff that goes in, so there's only certain things that I can bring to the party on ManUtd VanCam. But this was a joke, and if you've got a father-son relationship, like myself anyway, when your son comes out with an absolute corker of a joke, but it's one of them where you go, you laugh and you go, don't ever say that at school and do not repeat that to anyone else. We're going down that kind of line, but you're proud of him secretly. You think he's going to be a right wild card when he's older. In fact, he is a card now, and both of mine are cards anyway. Anyway, it was for this joke.
Why do girls rub their eyes when they wake up?
Why do girls rub their eyes when they wake up?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because they have no balls to scratch.
Number 2, if you're an Arsenal fan, you are going through proper shit times, but it is funny just to watch the reaction of Arsenal fan TV. Arsenal fans in general just lose their shit. It's really good. But one fan that was at the Emirates to see Burnley, the mighty Burnley, beat Arsenal 1-0, found a new way, or a new reason. Something new for the face mask. We've all been round wearing these face masks and that to protect ourselves from COVID, but because Arsenal are that shit, he found a new way. And yes, you cover the eyes, the nose and the mouth, because you don't want to be watching Arsenal. They are dog shit. But Best of the Week this week comes courtesy of Royston Keane. Yeah, Roy Keane, of course it is. It's a nonsense, but he's got Best of the Week this week after the Manchester derby, which was pretty dire to watch if you're a United or a City fan. No passion, no fight, the game, just nothing to it, man. But the most interesting and the highlight of the evening and the game was the little debate that ex-players from Manchester United, Roy Keane and Gary Neville had. Roy Keane's on about players pick themselves, you know, if they're really good and stuff, and that's where the Gary Neville bit comes in.
I always say when you're at a big club and the players pick the team, because you train all week and you play, and the manager eventually says, well, I have to play him. That was my mindset when I was playing for the club. Listen, squad rotation, all that is great, but don't be rotating me. I've got to play in the team because hopefully I can bring something to the team. And chop and change some other lads, Gary and 1 or 2 others, but hey, leave me to it.
I was a stalwart at right back, I'll have you know.
You're the only right back at the club, you know, to be fair.
Yeah, so Neville claims that he was a stellar right back to Roy Keane just hits back with, you were the only, right back at the club. A bit better than that anyway. But yeah, Roy Keane, the gift that keeps on giving. That's your dose of best of the week. There we go with your dose of best of the week. And next, we're going to have a very, very brief look at the ManUtd VANCAM Fantasy League table. Right, so a quick look at the ManUtd VANCAM Fantasy League table. No change at the top. Bjorn Ollie Lundberg, what a name, 855 points. Bert Whistle is back in the game. He's back into second place, doing really well there. Boo Symes, followed by Tom Eric Evanson. Some quality names in the VANCAM League, isn't there? Where's Kev? I was in 52nd last week. I'm in 41st this week, so that is progress. Yeah, that's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer shit. That's movement, progression, and moving towards the top in the right direction. That's what I'm doing. Who's down near the bottom? 74th, Jason D'Souza. What a name that is. Imagine just rocking up something. My name is Jason D'Souza. That demands respect, that name. He's in 74th, but he's not bottom. Marco Filer, still bottom of the pack on 404. It's getting interesting down there to see who's going to get an absolute beating with the wooden spoon. That's your dose of the ManUtd VANCAM Fantasy League update. Okay then, you shower of tit suckers, let's do your comments. If you put a comment in the comment section last week, there's a pretty good chance that Kev is going to read it out now. And forget about the birth of your child, your wedding day, moving house, all these exciting things. If you get a comment read out, it's the best thing in the world ever. Somebody once said the feeling was up there, if not better, than ManUtd winning the treble. Red H was in there, said keep them coming. No, he said keep them coming, Kev. What did he say? Keep them coming, Kev. Brilliant. Thanks very much for the comment. It means a lot. VANCAM regular Jay Daly was in there. He said, and so the weekend begins. Because he's Irish, that's how he speaks. Crack open the beers and pin back your ears. Or in my case, the vino. Yes, the vino. Love it, man. And if anyone wants to take anything from Kev, I'll give my gift to you. A beer and a red wine chaser. I got into that when I started seeing my wife, and that dad got me into that. He said, I'll just have the can, He was like, no, you'll have the red wine chaser as well. So I've been converted, man. I love it. Nicky Slam. I can never copy this man's name in when he's in the comment section because it's all, you get it now. It's on the screen. He said, Friday is never the same without VANCAM. Thanks, Kev. Thank you very much. Oh, John Vallandingham, and Merry Christmas to you and your family as well. Everybody, but especially Vallandingham, said, great show as usual. He's not Scottish. What else is there to say? Thank you, Kevin. You are a true red. Glory, glory, ManUtd. Thanks very much, mate. Have a good one. Stuart Bowman! Bowman was in the house. He said, how do you do it, Kev? Show after show, week after week. A true red and a football genius. God, I need to update my bio to that. Absolutely sensational. Jeff Wardrop, who does loads of work on the ManUtd VANCAM Facebook page, copying in his friends. Some of them even City fans, and they're like, don't tag me in this shit, but it's funny because he gets it out there. He said, great show, bud. Just kept it plain and simple. Alan Hoff, or he said, Danny Armstrong, you legend. That was the best comeback since Southampton 2. ManUtd 3 quality. That was on last week's best of the week. If you missed it, get back in there and watch it. Why not? I love this game was in the comment section. Said, just have to say that some people just don't have any personality whatsoever. You cheeky twasted. Oh, he's not on about me. He said so many don't have any idea about banter at all, jokes, or even just being a prat. With Kev, he's a man full of knowledge and has a great understanding of football without taking things to heart. And seeing him speak on the more serious front about United just shows how much doing VanCam can be hard sometimes, especially when everything is hitting the shitter. Never final word spoken by "I love this game," and it is so true. There's been so many difficult moments on VanCam when you look back, and that's football aside. We think of Peter, remember Ploy's fiance Peter, who sadly passed away, and that was a really difficult VanCam to do. Ploy asked me, you know, to read it out, and that she said it was something that he would have loved. And anybody that remembers that episode will remember it took a few cuts to actually get, you know, actually tell you what had happened and that. And it choked me up. I didn't even know the guy. I'd only spoke to him via sort of Facebook and that messages. But that's what we have to do. We have to plod on. We just have to get through this year and attack 2021. Hey Steve, Merry Christmas! I hope you choke on your turkey, you bastard. There we go. That is the last edition of 2020. What a year of Man United VanCam. I'm hoping to do some little things over the festive period, so please stay subscribed to the channel. I just want to say a massive thank you to all the regulars, everybody that tunes in on the Friday evening when it goes out roughly between 7 and 8 o'clock. It's been a hell of a year, a hell of a ride. VanCam, it is going from strength to strength. Loads of new subscribers, which is really good, but ultimately the ones that watched from the start, from scratch, 0 subscribers and that, really appreciate it. Thanks very much for all the super chats that have gone throughout the year. Obviously goes to the upkeep of the channel. I really do appreciate it. Some top work from all the regulars promoting VanCam, sharing it to all the social media platforms and that, because you don't have to do that. But my appreciation, honestly, if I had a hat on, I would take it off to you. This weekend, we have got Dirty Bastard Leeds. Yeah, them babies. We're playing them at Old Trafford on Sunday, so that'll be interesting. I am now officially finished for work. It's Friday. That's me until January, hence the reason there won't be any action in the van, but I'll still look at doing something. I want to maintain the channel because I know I'll probably lose subscribers if I do sod all, apart from sat around drinking, which is what Christmas is all about for Kev. Make sure you have a Merry Christmas. Work hard, be nice to people, don't do anything I won't do, which, yeah, just go mad and all that anyway. But yeah, have a good one. And honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for watching Man United VanCam, every single one to you. Merry Christmas, have a great New Year, and for Man United at the weekend. Forgot what I was going to say. Oh, come on, United! Whee! Merry bastard Christmas. I said your love, keep on lifting me higher and higher. Thanks very much for watching the video. You can also follow me on these other social media platforms. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, plenty of fish. Oh yeah! Thanks to everybody who gets involved, comments, likes, shares, subscribes. Subscribing is the main thing. It costs you nothing, and why wouldn't you want to do it? This is Man United VanCam.